Hi everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming to spend some of your time with me today. I so appreciate it, and thank you to all my new subscribers. You're so welcome here. We have a lovely community, very supportive, and I love interacting with each and every one of you. Today I'm going to do a makeup look, get ready with me, and I was kind of inspired by just the colour of my shirt basically. I thought I would do a pinky plummy smoked out look. And this is it. So if you would like to see how I've created this look, just keep watching. So I'm actually filming this later in the afternoon, so I had a little bit of makeup on earlier which I've removed, and I reapplied my my beauty base, Sculpted beauty base in Golden Glow, because that will top up my SPF, which is also a primer, and it gives a lovely glow to the skin, as you can see. I'm going to go in with my Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation, and I'm in the colour Bisque. Now technically with this you do not need a separate primer, but I wanted to top up the SPF. You need a very small amount of this, and I'm actually going to use quite a big brush. It's actually a powder brush, but I'm going to use this to apply my foundation. And as you can see, I have a nice blemish on my nose. This is a warmer colour than I would kind of normally use. It'll be good going into the summer when I'm more, when I have more self-tan on. Now that was one pump of that, and as you can see, it's given me good coverage. I'll just check in my mirror to make sure that it's okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is colour correct under my eyes, and I'm using the Sculpted Brighten Up Colour Corrector, and this is in Fair. So it's kind of a peachy tone, so it should correct the that darkness just under my eyes. So I'm just going to go in with it's a little concealer brush, and I'm literally putting it where that darkness is, and as you can see, it's correcting that nicely. So you can see that it's really reduced that darkness, and I'm not putting it all over, literally just there where the darkness is. And then I'm going to go in with the Sculpted Brighten Up Under Eye Liquid Concealer, and this is in Ivory, just again in that area, so it'll just give it a little lift. I'm going to use the same brush to just pat that in. I'll use what's left just very gently under the eye, and then what's ever left I will put on my eyelid to act as an eye base for my shadows. Now, a product that I have been loving is a gift that I got for Christmas from a part of my Christmas gift from my husband, and it's the Tilbury Filmstar Bronze Glow, and this one is in, I think it's light, no, it's medium, so I won't blind you with the mirror. So it's got its lovely bronzer, contour, and then the highlight. It's a really, really nice colour for me, so I'm going to take a nice little small fluffy brush, because I don't want too much contour. I just want to sculpt a little under my cheekbones there. And as you can see, it's very subtle. Can you just about see that? It's buildable. So you can see the difference from side to side. And I'm not going to, really underneath the bone. I'm kind of going just slightly on the bone itself, because I want to lift the contours of my face, not pull them down. So I'm just going to blend that in. Just use a powder brush to blend it in, and then with a slightly bigger brush I am going to just warm up my forehead. For blush, I'm actually going to use an Inglot. It's the Maura Higgins collection Elements Collection Glow, a Bask in the Glow Duo, and this one is Sunrise. I'm just going to use the blush. It's a lovely kind of a peachy blush. So go into that and then just pop that on. Not going to bring it down too far, you know, down here onto the apples, just kind of keep it higher up. It's a lovely pinky peachy shade, perfect for this time of year. And again, I will just take my powder brush and make sure that everything is blended. One of the beautiful things about these little compacts is that they are magnetic. I'm going to go for a slightly different look than I usually would on my eyes, and I'm only going to use one shade, but I'm going to use it in different intensities. And it's from this beautiful palette from Sculpted by Aimee, and it is the Sultry Stories palette. So you have a beautiful array. You've got 12 shadows in there. And I've featured this before. So I'm actually going to go in with this beautiful shade here. It's called Damson. So it's a beautiful plummy mauvey shade. So I'm just going to go in all over the lid with this. This has a lovely big mirror, so I'm going to use that mirror. And just to tone it back a little, I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is called Tawny. This one here. Using the same brush, as I want to kind of bring the two colours together. I'm going to take a little flat brush and I'm going to take a little of this colour, which is called, as needed, Pixie. This one here. It's a little bit shimmery, but not too much. And I'm just going to take that up onto my brow bone, just for a little highlight. I'm going to do my brows off camera, but I'm using the Be Perfect Indestructible Brow in charcoal, I'm pretty sure it is. It's a little dual-ended pencil, so you have a little tiny pencil here and you have your spoolie. So I'll do those off camera and I'll be back in a second. So my brows are done. I am going to use, to align my eyes, a beautiful new eyeliner. It's from a company called Hildun Beauty, and this is the Silk to Set. Don't know if you'll be able to read it there. The Silk to Set Kajal Kohl liner, and this one is in the colour Chocolate. Now it really is beautifully soft. It's like butter. It goes on without pulling your eyes, without pulling the skin at all, and it's so blendable and so workable. In fact, you could use this to do a look, because you can smoke it out. I'm going to line the top just above my lash line, and I'm going to just bring it out a little bit, but I won't pull it out too far because I'm going to smoke it out. So I'm literally, I hope you would be able to see how easily this goes on. I mean, I'm barely touching and I'm getting that beautiful line. So I hope you can see that lovely line there and how easy that was to put on. And I'll do the same on the other side. You can see I'm barely touching. I tend to start, I don't know why, I just tend to start in the middle of my eye and work my way out and then go back in. And then I do a little just there. Seem to be more or less the same. Now I'm going to pull this out a little bit. So I'm just pulling my eye a tiny bit, or not too much. And I've literally just pulled it out a tiny little bit. Can you see that? And I'll do the same over here. It's harder when it's the other eye. Now, I am going to take a smudging brush. Now this one already has a little bit of brown shadow on it, which actually suits what I want, because I'm going to set it, I'm going to set this liner with a little bit of brown shadow. So I'm just working that very gently, and as you can see, it's smoking it out. A little more up onto the lid, and then I'm going to pull it out a little here and smoke it into the corner. Can you see that? Can you see the difference between the two? And then I'm going to pull it underneath, just a small bit, and kind of join them together so there's no gap. Can you see how that smoked out so beautifully? And the same on this side. And if you're blending, I find if you're blending a colour and it's being tricky and it's hard to blend out, so you're afraid if you keep blending outwards it's going to end up where you don't want it, blend it inwards like this. Just go in the opposite direction. You're still going to soften the lines and you're still going to get the same effect, but you're not going to bring the shadow to where you don't want it. You want a tiny little bit more under the lash line here, so I'm just going to actually take a little bit on my blending brush. I want to see a little bit more of a definite line here. So again, you can see how I barely touched my eye with that. So I'm going to curl my lashes. I won't subject you to that. And now I'm going to go in with my Note Cosmetics Volume One Touch Mascara. It's black and it gives just amazing lashes. Can you see? It really gives beautiful lashes. I'm going to now line my lips, and because my eye look is quite smoky and dark, I'm going to use a nuder lip colour. One of my favourite liners at the moment is a Kiko liner. It's number 301 and it's just a lovely natural colour. It's actually quite like the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk liner. I am going to use, it's a MAC lipstick. It is the colour Blankety. So I think it's a nice colour to go with this. Now, because I have mature skin and I do have lines and wrinkles, I'm going to just check that none of my foundation or concealer has settled into fine lines, because it will. That's why I like to use a magnified mirror, because it will really show you what you don't see necessarily just in a normal lens. So you can see that that has settled a little bit. That is not the product, insofar as it's not the fault of the product, it's my eyes. So what I like to do is just, as I say, pat it in with the warmth of my finger, and then go in with a dedicated under eye powder. And this is the Inglot Smoothing Under Eye Powder. I have number 73, but they do a range of shades. So I'm going to go in with a little fluffy brush, just work the product into it, tap it off, and very gently just, well, remember to do my highlighter. So back to my Charlotte, sorry about the noise, my Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow. And I'm going to take just a little fan brush, because I don't want a lot of highlighter, and just go in to the product and just brush it around the tops of my cheeks in like a C shape, sort of on your temples, onto the tips of your cheekbones. And it just draws the light. And then just in areas where my makeup would wear away, I'm going to use my Sculpted by Aimee Velvet Veil Invisible Loose Setting Powder. And I'm just going to take a little of that in that big powder brush. So I'm just going to put a little of that around my nose, my chin, forehead. That would be where my makeup would wear away. And slightly out onto the cheeks like that, because I don't want to take away any of the nice glow that I've created. And back to Bronze and Glow just to touch up my highlighter. Now I found a beautiful new product recently by Inglot. You know Inglot is one of my favorite brands, and they have just released a new collection of makeup with an Irish influencer called Rosie Connolly. I think I mentioned her recently in another video, and they have, I think it's a 28-piece collection. Well, I bought the Rosie for Inglot Luminous Crystal Lip Glaze, and this is in Luscious Apricot. So you can wear it on its own. It's got an oil base, it's got vitamin E, I think it's got macadamia nut oil, so if you do have an oil nut allergy, it isn't something you would want to consider. But it's beautiful either on its own, but it's also gorgeous just to give a little topper. So a little bit of sheen. Just in the center of the lip like that. So that is the look, and I will just fix my hair, and I will come back to you in a second. So I'm back with the finished look. Very simple what I did with my hair, just almost like beachy waves using my GHD. I finished it off with a little of the John Frieda Frizzies. It's the Secret Agent Touch-Up Cream, and you literally, it's something, if you buy it, you're going to have it for a long time, because you need about that much. And you just work it between your fingers. It has a kind of an oily feel, but it doesn't leave your hair oily. In fact, it kind of nourishes and moisturizes and hydrates your hair, and you can kind of play with it until you get it you know, looking the way you want it, and it gives it a little bit more hold as well. And then I like to finish with my Elnet. This is the Stronghold, it's the Micro Diffusion Hairspray, and just a little spray if I've done some curls or waves, and also on the top, because it kind of can help to settle down those little frizzies, flyaways, and that is so easy to comb out. So I hope you liked the look. Let me know what you think. Before I go, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I will put my Instagram page number or page name here. I'm usually on Instagram most days, and I talk everything makeup, skincare, hair care, all of those things, but I am very active on Instagram, so don't forget to come and give me a little follow. I do lots on stories and posts and so on, and I'd love to have you join me there. So I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you very soon in the next video. Bye.